Hey guys, Marisa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today I've got this cute little post-it note easel cover. All right, so it holds a 1.5 by 2 sticky note pad and folds completely flat, so cute for a little desktop, and displays that little just a note tag. Right, that's top view. Let me show you side view, right? And then front view. And closes right back up. So it's really super cute. You guys asked for this one. We were doing our sample auction a while ago now, and you guys saw some that I had done in previous videos and asked that I would do another one. So here it is. I want to show you a couple of things before we get started. First of all, this is my project for Kitchen Table Stamper Tic-Tac-Toe 3 in a row challenge. If you're not members on our Kitchen Table Stamper Craft Social, you're going to want to go check it out. The link's in the description below. Today I'm going to make a treat. I'm using rhinestones and 2025-2027 in color. I'm using Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, and I'm using Secret Sea for my ink. So that's my challenge for this week, and go check it out in the Craft Social. All right, couple of things. When you see this, you'll have about maybe 36 hours on the starter kit special, $165 worth of product for just $99 plus tax. If you join now, you go to MarisaAlvarez.stampinup.net, click join, and take advantage of this promotion. You just got a little while left on it, and it is a very generous and amazing offer. Starting on June 3rd, there is a buy one, get one half off sale. Any products that are in a suite or any suites are buy one, get one half off. Now, you're going to want to be a little bit strategic about this because you can get the whole suite. So if there's 2 suites you want, buy one, get one half off. If there's products that you want that are from the suites, you might want to order a little bit strategically because it's going to take 50% off of the lower price item. All right. Here's my inside tip for you, professional tip. Join Stampin' Up! Today. Become a member of our Kitchenettes team. Get $165 worth of products for just $99. Pay tax, free shipping, and then starting June 3rd, when this buy one, get one 50% all suites sale starts, you can stack this discount with your demonstrator discount. And you can stack it with Stampin' Rewards. So awesome time to be a demonstrator. If you're not interested in the demonstrator opportunity, I don't know why. There's nothing to lose, but the sale is definitely a generous sale, and you can stack that one with host rewards. And then my last reminder really quick, Card Club for Cool People in June is going to feature the Totally Awesome bundle, actually the whole suite. We have included 3 different, so 4 altogether variations for this card club, because I know some of you are not like the turtles. I love them. They took a while to grow on me, but I love them. So we're going to do this with Totally Awesome and Zoo Crew. The last turtle bundle that we had with the punch, I forget the name of it, Turtle Friends, I think. And we're doing it with Bella and Friends. So if you're not Card Club for Cool People members yet, check it out. It's in the description below. All right, thank you for hanging on for the housekeeping. It's the end of a month, so we're getting 1 specials and then ending 1 specials and about to start another. So this is the best way for me to get that information out to you. All right, super quick project here today. We're going to start with a little bit of die cutting. I did 2 bits ahead of time here. Oh, and by the way, this is a 1.5 by 2 sticky note. All right, let me put that aside. I did the 1 flower center because we're going to need 2. So I did 1 ahead, and I did die cutting for my tag. That's a little tag. It's from the Tags to Go dies. You guys know that I can't put that little tag down, or the key tag, or the little lock is adorable, and the keys. Anyways, it's a great die set. That's where my tag came from, and it's basic white. I punched 2 Granny Apple Green bows using the bow punch. Now this is last chance, but there's also a new inventory of them coming into Stampin' Up! Next month. So If you don't have that one, grab it. It's super useful. Those are Granny Apple Green. Then I have scraps of Strawberry Slush, Pretty in Pink, Daffodil Delight, and Timid Tiger. Let's grab our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And these are the Impressions Abloom Dies. Love them. You can bundle it up with the Impressions Abloom stamp set and save 10%. But I am just using the dies today. All right, my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine right here. Let's get that guy in the picture and slide these guys out of the picture for just a minute. I love this project except for the little flower center. You can do it all in one pass through the machine. Now, if you used a big center on the outside and a little flower center on the inside, then you can do these little sticky note covers all in one pass through the machine. Very little stamping, just some die cutting, and with a 50 pack on the Amazon, it's linked below, you can make a lot of these for a very affordable, low price, and very little effort. All right, this Impressions Abloom die set is amazing. You can cut out the image that's stamped. You can cut the flower without the details, or you can pop in this little part of the die, you saw me do it there, and then cut all the fun texture on your flowers. I love this little cluster of 3 flowers. Makes great paper embellishments out of your littlest scraps, things that you might otherwise throw away. And then this is the small flower center. There is a small and a large. And like I said, if you cut the large at the same time for the outside of the project, one pass through the machine, and you would have everything you need for this project. And let me show you how awesome these are. So here's our die cut flower. And when you remove that little center piece of the die, then you get all that great texture. Isn't that cool? Very easy effort and a whole lot of beautiful detail on the finished project. All right, let me show you these little guys, because they also not just cut out the 3 little flowers, but look at the tiny little detail in the center there. Really good die set, you guys. And you could absolutely get just the dies. Skip the stamp set if it doesn't appeal to you. If you just want to die cut flowers and make awesome projects, then just get the dies. You don't have to get bundled. Okay, so I'm going to just very quickly do a couple of things to make my life easier. First thing I'm going to do is put my little flowers on top of glue dots. You can, of course, use a little dab of liquid glue. But here's the thing about these little flowers. They're adorable. They add so much to the project, but they're so little, and I keep losing them. That is a whole lot harder to lose, and now they're just pick and stick. And then I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals here, and I'm going to pop the minis on the back of the flower centers and add the flower centers directly to my flowers, which makes them a little bit harder to lose also. A little bit of prep here, but it will pay off. All right, then I'm going to slide these guys just a little bit to the side. Let's do a quick bit of stamping. I've got my Stampin' Pierce mats, my Secret C ink pad, and just a note. I'm going to stamp that a little bit, just a smidge low of center. There it is. And let's get that out of there. I happened to get my Just a Note from the Beautiful Motifs stamp set, just in case you're looking for that one. All right, let's slide that one aside. And we're gonna do a quick trim. I'm going to cut the 3 leaves off of my bough, make them a little bit more sized for our tiny little project here. And then the easel is strawberry slush, and it is 2 1/4 by 7 1/8. And then our designer series paper, I've got a 2 by 2 square, and this one is 2 inches by 2 7/16 inches. All right, let's get the Simply Scored tool, and we're going to score our small designer series paper first. And you're going to score this one at 1/2 and 7/8 on the 2 7/16 inch side. And then you're going to pop this little guy in and score at 2 1/4, 2 5/8, 3 3/4, and 4 7/8. All right, the template picture will be on the free printable project sheet on the blog later today. Let's get our bone folder, and we're going to work each of these score lines with the bone folder. And now you're going to work from the same end that you scored from. So at that 2 1/4, you're going to move that one toward you, and then the next one toward you, and then this one is going to go back and then towards you again. Now we need a little bit of adhesive, and we're going to pop that one. All right, so in this segment right here, this is your 2 1/4, right? And you're moving away from yourself, 2 5/8. That's 3 3/4, 4 7/8. So this segment right here, put a little bit of adhesive, and then you're gonna fold your cover over on it, and then back away from it. And then we're just gonna let that dry for a minute. Now this little guy here, we're going to do the opposite of our front. I love this Timid Tiger stripe. And we're going to form our little cover here. We can grab our sticky notes. Make sure that you've got your right side right. It's important. And I'm going to add a little bit of tear and tape adhesive. I'm going to put on the first segment, and I'm going to put on the second segment between the score lines. Now we're going to remove the liner from the first segment. Let me get my take your pick tool, or from the adhesive on the first segment. And we're going to just put that to the back of our cover. Make sure that it's going to wrap around and cover nicely. Burnish that down. Now remove the liner from the second segment, and that will help your cover stick nicely. All right, next step here, we're going to get our cover back in and add some adhesive. I like to go 2 strips across the back of my sticky notes and remove the liner. We're going to put this into the cover so that we have a strawberry slush border around the pad that is equal on the bottom, right and left. So all the way down away from the score line. And now that is our easel cover. Super simple, really cute. Let's decorate it up. All right, first I'm going to take my 2 by 2 designer series paper. It's hard to put glue on the pretty side. I'm glad we're using both patterns on this project. And we're going to center that on the front. Lovely. A little bit of linen thread is in order here. Let me grab one of these. And we're just gonna tie a tiny little bow on the tag. I like the texture that it brings. Just a note with the little notepad is kind of cute, I think. And because of the scale of this, I've got a really tiny little bow. There we go. Maybe even a little trim here. There. Now we need some glue dots and some dimensionals. I'm gonna pop a dimensional right on the back of my pink daisy. And that's gonna go up in the top right corner here. And it can go a little bit past the top edge, that's okay. And just a note, needs some dimensionals also. that one's gonna go so that we have about 1/4 inch of designer series paper exposed at the bottom. That way, when it's in easel position, there's a little bit of room for it. Let's see, let's center it, tuck it under the petals. There's just a note. Now, glue dots for my little leaf here. I'm going to pop a glue dot on the back of the stem. And then because this is going to be handled, it is meant to be functional. I'm going to tuck the stem under the tag and just kind of slip it behind there. But then I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals again, and I'm going to put a little piece of the edge or a half of a mini behind this biggest leaf. And what that does is just give it a little bit more stability to be handled. Now our adorable timid tiger flowers. I'm going to straighten out my bow and put one on the tag, and then one in the leaves here, and then one kind of floating up on the designer paper. Pretty. Let's grab another couple of glue dots here. I'm going to put 2 on the back of my flower. You can use liquid glue there, but because of the cuts in the flower, because of the texture that it has, I went ahead and just put a couple of glue dots. Then you have no seeping or oozing. We're going to add our little flower and leaf onto the cover of our notepad. And then again, if you want to, the other half of that little mini dimensional right on the back of the leaf, the largest one at the end there, will help to secure this as it gets handled. All right, so there is our notepad covered. Let's get that little easel. Cute, right? Now last step, we'll close this guy up flat. So here's our little notepad covered, our little easel all standing up. To complete my tic-tac-toe, I need to use some rhinestones, and these basic rhinestone gems. You get tons of this little size. Let's use them and add them to the flower centers here. Got one stuck on my thumb. There you go. Adds a little sparkle, draws some more attention, especially to this one that's over on the designer series paper. There it is. Just a note, mini easel Post-it pad cover. If you've got any questions, email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com, and to shop Stampin' Up 24/7, you can buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.